This video is for the young guys out there that are interested in getting girls. How do I get girls? What can I do to get girls? There are a ton of videos out there that manipulate or try to give you answers to you guys, like how to get girls, like how to send out messages, how to do this, how to all of this. I'm just going to call it nonsense. And when I was younger, I was obsessed with the same types of questions, like how do I get girls? How do I get attention from girls? Um, and I just want to address, especially you young guys, or it could be you older guys too. I think most men suffer from this, and even the married guys, like they want to get attention from their wives, like all, and they jump through all these like terrible, stupid hoops, and they do these things that they shouldn't be doing, and they say stuff that they shouldn't say because they're all trying to get attention, or what we'll call it, the truth is for young guys and older guys, guys with girlfriends, guys that are married, that what they're really seeking is validation through a woman. Like they want to be validated through a woman. And here's what I have to say about that. Yuck. Yuck. And that's some like weak stuff. Like think about it. So if you are not getting girls or not getting the attention from women that you seek, that's a you issue. That's you seeking validation from them. Now, flip the script. So if you're begging for attention, that's yuck. If you're like trying to use language to get girls, that's also it's manipulation. It's just disgusting. Validation through women, that's pretty gross too. So this is a you issue, and I'm reading off some notes here too. So what do I mean by this is a you issue? You have to start cultivating yourself, and the girls will come. Like worry about you and being a guy that a girl wants to be with, and then you won't have to worry about this situation. You won't be begging for it. You won't be trying to please. Because here's the thing too, guys. You can go out of your way to please women and try to whatever, like jump through hoops or compromise your beliefs to try to please your wife or please your girlfriend or try to get girls or try to stand out to girls and do all these stupid, silly tricks. And they might work temporarily. They might actually work temporarily, and then you'll get a temporary fix on it. You'll get temporary validation, and then you'll be on to the next validation. You know who seeks validation? Girls. So why are you acting like a girl? That's what I'm going to say to you guys. So start cultivating you. So first, how do you do that? Like, I don't know. I always recommend to you guys, like, get to the gym. Why get to the gym? Why do these things? Because it gives you a purpose. Like, have purpose through your job. Have some purpose through your how you exercise, the books you read, what you do. Cultivate yourself, and the rest will start to fall in line. Also, when you start to have attention from women, don't compromise. A lot of guys, they can't lead their own selves, right? They have no self leadership. So they can't lead themselves. That's very unappealing to women. If you can't make a decision, um, you got a problem, dude. If you're always deferring to a girl or your wife, like, what do you want to do? Like any of that stuff, that's, I mean, women don't like that, and they don't like guys that are like that either. They might temporarily like you. You might get a temporary validation of what you were seeking, but it's not real. Like that doesn't last. You have to, I don't know how to say this any other way. Like you got to do you. Like not like do you in a piss poor way. Like you got to do you in the best way humanly possible. Now I say go to the gym and like have that because that's discipline. That's a purpose. That's a way you carry yourself. I also say in a lot of my videos like have religion. Why have religion, Rich? Why have the discipline of the gym? The discipline of the gym, the obedience, religion is the same way. It's the same type of obedience and discipline, and that gives you something to stand on. That way your values are rock solid. Your values don't change. That way you have something to stand on. These are my values. This is why I don't do this. That becomes very, very appealing to a lot of women. A guy that has, even if they disagree with your values, the fact that you stand there and that's the end of it, and you're not going to argue with them like, these are my values, like that's the end of it, that becomes pretty attractive real quick. And you don't have to worry about seeming attractive, because it'll just come on its own, because you're cultivating a life that a woman would want that type of man to be with, right? You're not chasing her anymore. Like the roles get reversed. Now, I'm not saying, don't approach women or don't ask a girl out if you're a young guy or any of this stuff. But first, you have to come correct. You have to come like a man would come, and then ask, and if it doesn't work out, like, done. Or if it doesn't go your way to your values and the boundaries that you're setting, you're done. Like, you could fully walk away, because it doesn't make a difference, because somebody else will come along that wants to complement your life, right? That wants to be a part of what you have going on and your leadership and what you're bringing to the table. So I always say values. Be uncompromising in your values. Be firm in your boundaries, and have your own life, your own interests, and cultivate all of those interests. Cultivate you. Have your own hobbies. Have your own interest. And they shouldn't include like your interest can't be, jacking off and playing video games all day. Like, that can't be your interest. You have to have like real interest. Like, what are you interested in? And start, I don't know, man, like, not in a weird way, but like, do some soul searching and find out who you are outside of trying to get this thing. Okay? Cultivate the you first. Cultivate your purpose first. Everything else will follow. So I see a lot of guys that, have businesses, and maybe they're not the best looking, or they're not the sharpest, but the girls are there. The girls are coming around. And some of them you can say, oh, like, those are the girls you don't want. That's fine. The girls are still coming around. And those, you get to choose, though. You could say, that's fine. You don't want to choose those girls. The right ones will come around too. The wrong ones will come around too, for the wrong purposes. So I want to read something to you guys too, to hone down on this point. And it's from Virgil's Aeneid. Let's go grab it. So I'll give you the quick backstory. Anyway, Trojan War, city of Troy falls, Aeneas leaves, city's up in ruins, it's in flames. He gets out. Anyway, he ends up in Tyre. He and Dido fall in love. And Dido's from Carthage. Like, she's the queen of Carthage. And Aeneas gets real comfy being in Carthage and just chilling out. And that is not good. That's not good for his soul. That's not good for anything. So here we are in the story. And I'll just read it to you. The god Mercury comes down to kind of shake him from his slumber, because now he's got the clothes that Dido provided on him. He's got sword from Dido. He's got everything from the queen, who is, I guess, kind of his wife. They got, I don't know, married in some sort of weird pagan ceremony, or I don't know, something. Anyway, they were together, and he's now gotten real comfy being in Tyre, and he shouldn't be there. Or being in Carthage. Sorry about that. Being in Carthage. All right, so the passage goes like this. Mercury comes down. Is it for you to lay the stones for Carthage's high walls, tame husband that you are, and build their city, oblivious to your own world, your own kingdom? So he's being schooled right there. Whose high walls are you building? Whose life are you constructing? Is it yours? Is this your destiny? No, it ain't. So cultivate your destiny, and then the gals will follow. So what happens to Aeneas? Yeah, he leaves Dido. She was probably very attractive. It was a very, very comfortable life for him, building somebody else's walls, fitting into somebody else's, picture, fitting into her queenship. But it wasn't his destiny, and that's not good for him either. And it's not going to be good for her. She's going to end up resenting him in the long run anyway. So he sets out, oh, well, like, how does this work? Like, leaving a beautiful woman. Guess what? Like, he ends up cultivating himself. And there, after he's cultivated his own self and started to build his civilization, which goes on to found Rome, right? Lavinia comes in. And she comes to him. It's not the vice versa. So the passage goes on a little bit. A couple lines later. So be on your mission. So from heaven, so Mercury from heaven had shaken him awake. Now he burned only to be gone from Carthage, to leave that land of the sweet life behind. So now he has purpose and he wants to go out on a mission. So I'm telling you guys, don't seek validation through women. If you're doing that and you're cultivating your life around pleasing women, getting women, doing all these activities to try to hone your game, or I don't even know, send out the perfect text messages or whatever you're doing, like, just stop doing that. Just stop. Flip it around. Cultivate a life. And yeah, there's going to be those girls that you don't want coming around that get attracted to the life you cultivate. But then there's enough that you could start to choose. And some girls you're going to have to go after. So those are the ones that you're not going to cultivate your life around them, but you're going to pursue them in a different way. Not pursuing them in a validation or a needy way, but pursuing them as a husband, as a leader. And this goes for married guys too that are busy begging their wife for everything and asking permission for everything. It goes for you guys as well. Like, have some boundaries, have some guidelines, have a life that it doesn't make a difference, that you're not fearful. And if you're like, well, I'll get, my wife will really be upset, or like, I don't have my own hobbies. Like, me and my wife like to do this. That's fine if you like to do stuff with your wife, but you also need your own hobbies and your own interests that are outside of her. That's how you start to cultivate yourself, your own purpose that's outside of her, your own leadership as a man that is outside of her. So if this message resonates with you guys, like, subscribe, whatever, out.